Within the next 48 hours or overnight, the worldwide XRP burn will begin, and it will cost $125.98. This will take place within the next 48 hours. We are talking about every single holder of XRP being only 48 hours away from exceeding $125. 98 per XRP as a result of a large supply drop that is more than 10% of the total XRP supply. This decline has the ability to propel the price of XRP over $125, or perhaps $200 per XRP. But why is that? Would you expect XRP to reach $125 in a single night? The reason for this is due to two primary reasons. First and foremost, Ripple has guaranteed that they would keep 25% of all the XRP that is created. According to this, there is just 75% of XRP that is currently available. There is a maximum of 75 billion that can ever be in circulation due to the fact that 25% is pretty much incinerated. RealFi is the other major news that has been made. RealFi is going to unlock around $654. 39 trillion worth of real estate market onto the XRP ledger beginning in the next 48 hours. Additionally, the team is aware that within the next 48 hours, it will burn all of the pre-sale real tokens that have been produced on the XRP ledger inside the ecosystem. The implication of this is that during the next 48 hours, not only will there be a significant increase in the amount of money and volume that is added to the XRP ledger, but there will also be a significant destruction of the genuine token that is established on the XRP ledger. Moreover, as a consequence of the burn that is taking place, XRPs will be burned in an ongoing process. This is happening in the next 48 hours. I am referring to the fact that we are about to go through a severe supply shock, which might potentially lead to a number of price malfunction. Additionally, all of this has been verified. As a matter of fact, the availability of genuine tokens will be limited to the next 3 days. In point of fact, it is even less since, when you take a look at it, they have publicly indicated that we would feel a significant burn in the final 24 hours before we enter the exit. We were locked up for a period of 48 hours, but the reality is that there are only 24 hours remaining, and the real token is producing a lot of money for individuals. It is bullish to see this item breaking out at a rate of 25% less than 24 hours. Possesses a substantial asset support level, and all of it has already been sold. Take a look at this, guys, and simply try to picture it with your own eyes. Have a look at these reliable levels of support. Imagine that once the pre-sale is over, which will be in 20 bars, and the major burn begins, this is going to soar at an exponential rate. It is going to make a lot of money for people, and it is going to be recorded on the XRP ledger. Built on the XRP ledger, it is a payment and real estate solution that was developed by a utility. There is a possibility that this item will reach hundreds of dollars. As a matter of fact, I've read $300–400 overnight at the conclusion of a pre-sale. To reiterate, you can really get in at the very moment for 2 cents. Indeed, that is the case. I would not even give you 2 cents if you had arrived somewhere about 3 or 4 days ago. It amounted to 0.2 cents. It was about the size of a single tooth of a penny. It's completely insane. But it increased by a factor of 10. And at this point, we are looking at 200–300x, since it is highly likely that they will be going on centralized exchanges, which would cause the price to exponentially increase. It is my intention to leave all of the links in the description section below. However, gentlemen, here is the XRP ledger. Additionally, the XRP ledger has already indicated that they will use the Federal Reserve payment system to conduct all of the transactions involving the United States debt. As well as this, XRP will be utilized in the process. Using the Federal Reserve payment system, XRP will, in fact, make it possible to pay off all of the United States debt. This has been verified, gentlemen. The video has it. However, as you can see, the Jack Dribbler is a well-known XRP influencer, analyst, and expert. He is here to share his thoughts with you. Since a very long time ago, this individual has been present in this area. The true token, which is going to power all of the $654 trillion onto the XRP ledger, is spoken about by him if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. People are getting into XRPs and the real token, and the benefit here is that the real token is built on the XRP ledger, which means that you are actually burning XRP in the process, which is pumping up the price of XRP. And you can make generational wealth like people have because they got into the real token early, guys. He says, don't worry if you miss out because I won't, and I'm loading my bag and holding tight to the moon. He is talking about the real token, guys. He is referring to the real token. Guys, he is referring to the real token. This is a very much earlier time, and while we are discussing this, gentlemen, we have partnered with Apple to provide unrestricted access to XRPs for each and every person who is watching this video. This is your opportunity to benefit from free money. If you want to get into the genuine token, you can do so. However, if you also want to obtain free XRP, all you need to do is create an Apple account by utilizing the link that I provide in the description, and then complete a transaction while you are there. Although it might be any amount, including 1 penny, $1, $10, or any other amount, if you do set up using my link in the description and complete a transaction, you will receive up to $100 worth of free XRP. The current price of XRP is $2.23, and we can only hope that it will continue to decrease. It is possible that each XRP may be worth tens of thousands of dollars and fellow investors. As a matter of fact, the volume has risen, and it is going to continue to skyrocket as we move closer to the conclusion of the presale for the genuine token. This is due to the fact that the real token was burned, which is the reason why the volume is through the roof. As a result of people wanting to get in before the presale is over, not only is the volume of XRP increasing, but the volume of genuine tokens is also skyrocketing. Nevertheless, have a look at this. 159% increase in the volume of XRP due to the fact that actual Fi and the real token are now available. Of course, despite the fact that this is ridiculous, it demonstrates the potential layer of XRP. I did the math and found that there are $654 trillion per XRP, which means that there are $654 trillion coming into the market cap of XRP. We can see that there are $2,000 with each XRP. This equates to $11,000 for each XRP you purchase. In addition, this is not just attainable but also very, very simple to move around for, guys. The data that we are looking at are as follows, and a supply shock is about to occur at any time. Have a peek at this individual, for instance. These are also pieces of knowledge that have been verified in a literal sense. In order to replace the Federal Reserve payment system, also known as FedNow, with a more contemporary payment system that makes use of XRP for payments, the United States of America has signed a bill. Why do we know that it is a payment mechanism that uses XRPs? The reason why we are aware of this is due to the extremely strong relationship that exists between Ripple Labs and the President of the United States, Donald Trump, as well as his cabinet officers. Finally, on top of everything,